As we know, thousands of Americans are still trapped in and around Kabul after the Taliban seized control of Afghanistan following the U.S. withdrawal from the country. Jimmy Graham is a veteran Navy SEAL and a fellow of the Centennial Institute. He was deployed to Kabul as well as Benghazi, leading up to the debacle that happened there. That was back during the Obama administration. Well, how did things go so wrong all over again? Would you please welcome to the show a true American hero, Jimmy Graham. Jimmy, Benghazi was a low water mark for our country in leaving those incredibly brave people there without support, and many military people who were involved in the operation and many more who weren't felt that that was just not the way that this country deals with our people. We don't leave people just left to die. This week, we've seen something that, by the numbers, is even worse. React to what you've seen, and does it bring back some very, very painful memories of what you experienced at Benghazi? Absolutely. It never dawned on me before Benghazi that you would call the number for America and they wouldn't come. It's never the troops. I know that for Benghazi, there were special operations forces that were wanting to go to what's called a non-combatant evacuation operation, or a NEO. Yeah. That's the dream for special forces, go save Americans. It's the leadership. It's always the leadership. They still have to have the green light to go. When this happened in Kabul, I don't have any understanding of how our military could not have known that this was going to fail in spectacular fashion when they first brought the military out, and then they started saying, oh, and we better get the Americans and those Afghans who fought with us out after that. These plans are set in place before that base is built. You don't go into a place, I heard somebody say recently, bank robbers know that. How do we get out of here, right? You go there, you do what you have to do, and then it's time to leave. So you have to have a plan for that. But you can have a plan written on paper, but then you have to do it. Again, back to Benghazi, there was a plan. It was, you hit the button for it to happen, then it doesn't happen. And now you leave people stranded. How do our men and women of the service feel as this is going down, as they watch it? What can we do to encourage them? They're feeling betrayed, and I've been saying this all week in interviews. It's very, very important that we don't repeat that stuff. 20 years wasted. My buddies died for nothing. There's no honor in that. That strips honor from a family. It's costing. It causes destruction. So we can't let that happen, because it will harm generations. If you served in the military, period, that is honorable. So you get to take that with you. When we pulled out so abruptly, what do you think happens now to those Afghan people who had hope about America, hope about freedom, about a different kind of life, especially the women? To relate this to movies, because we kind of speak in movies, I'm hoping this doesn't go from Kabul, Afghanistan, then to Benghazi, then to Black Hawk Down, where they're driving through combat to try to save American lives. And then we get out of there and then, pull out of there, lose many men. And again, it's never the troops. These troops are ready. We don't demand enough from our young people. If we did, they'd win a war for us. That's what they're there for. So, thank you. Jimmy, there have been reports that the initial word from the State Department was that if somebody could get to the airport, they could get on one of those planes, but they'd have to pay $2,000 and be good for that. I've never heard that we've ever said to an American in distress, you're going to have to pay for your rescue. What on earth was that about? I mentor young men going into the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. Because I'm a SEAL and locally I'm active in my community. I have a business there, and people ask, will you talk to this young man? A lot of times it's not about military. It's about being a man. It's about honor, integrity, accountability. Words must mean something again, and they don't. You can say whatever you want as a president, as a whoever, and they don't. So the only language these people speak is hard. You can't be a soft person saying hard words. It just doesn't translate to them. That's what just happened. How did we get there? A leads to B leads to C. We've made very bad decisions out of luxury, and they're coming back. We're going to feel the repercussions of that, and that's just starting. And Jimmy, we've seen General Milley, leader of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, recently before Congress, act like that the greatest threat America had was racism and white rage. He actually said that. And I'm thinking, dude, you might want to be taking care of business protecting our men and women overseas. Are you offended as a service person to see a general more concerned about sensitivity training than being a strong, lethal force?
I say it this way. I have a group of people, this amazing group back home. I know who to ask to give me the answers I want. Meaning, if I want somebody to agree with me when I'm negative, I'll go to that person. If I want to go, if I want the truth, I'm going to go to those people that have earned it. Like before I came here, I prayed and I called a buddy Neil. He's a mentor, and I said, "Hey, brother, I need a prayer." He bangs it out, and we're done. We call him the sage. Amazing things. They're putting people in, and I'm very patriotic, and it just doesn't come natural to me to speak ill of a general. They're putting people in that'll give them the answers they want. That's not the recipe. It never was.
Jimmy, I want to say thank you for serving our country faithfully, nobly, and courageously. Thank you for sharing with us, because your perspective is valuable to us right now. And I hope all of your brothers and sisters in the military will know no one blames them for what happened.
Amen.
No one. We thank God for their service to this country. Now, for our audience, if you want to learn more about Jimmy Graham and his self-defense project for civilians, please visit his website, ableshepherd.com.